The Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes in central Death Valley National Park are wildly popular. People come here in droves, and many people specifically aim to be standing on the highest dunes during sunrise and sunset. This leaves a large portion of the dunes covered with footprints. So what is a photographer to do when you want clean sand dune images without people or their footprints in the frame? In this video, I share the 3 approaches I took for footprint-free photos in the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes. So here's the layout of the Mesquite Dunes, with its main parking area here at the south end, and here is the portion of the dunes that is so popular with park visitors, with the highest dune here often being their prime target. My first approach, which is based on the advice of Robert Hitchman, is to walk through the gravel at the base of the dunes and hook around their west side. I took this route on a Saturday morning in January and didn't see another person in this area, and only a few footprints. My second approach was to drive the gravel road to old stovepipe wells and then hike about 1 to 1.5 miles to reach the eastern reaches of the dunes. Good afternoon, YouTube. I am at Mesquite Dunes, heading out to a different part of the dunes. I'm heading out to a section of dunes that are north of the main dunes that most people go to. So I've parked at old stovepipe wells, and I'm walking almost due west, a little bit south of west. There's these immediate dunes that are only like 6 or 8 feet tall. I'm going about a mile, a little over a mile, and then there's the extension, the northern extension of the main body of the dunes. And that's really what I'm going for. So easy walking. The sand has been wet for the last few days. There was rain a few days ago, so it's pretty easy walking. Not dusty at all. I should mention that I have my van marked on my map, so if I'm on my way back in the dark, I can use the map. And it is a full moon tonight, and you can actually see the road that comes down from stovepipe wells. So I can just visually see that road and follow that to my van. But yeah, so it's a good idea to have a plan for how you're going to get back in the dark. We're coming out here in the evening. So I see one relatively high dune out there straight ahead with a little bit of a sinuous ridge coming down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just make that my target for now. Well, these dunes are definitely not as big as the main dunes. They're probably on the order of 10 to 20 feet tall. So don't expect really large dunes. That's why everybody goes where they go, because that's where the larger dunes are. But there's 0 footprints here. Okay, so far I've found 2 potential compositions, both within about 100 feet of each other. So that's good. The technique I'm using is to have a prime location in mind, and then scout for something better in a way that doesn't put my tracks in the prime location. If I find something better, that becomes the new prime location. And just keep that going until, until sunset comes along and it's time to photograph, or you've found the ultimate composition. But right now I'm going with this as my prime composition. I like the textures, I like the curviness of it. For some reason it reminds me of Mobius Arch over in Alabama Hills I just photographed a couple days ago. I can either crop out the sky and have just the mountains in the background, or if the sky lights up I can include the sky, and it also works as a vertical as well. So that's currently my prime composition, and I got another 45 minutes or so before I have to shoot it, so I'm going to look around and see if I can find something even better. It's not a tall dune, it's only about 15 feet high, but it's got the shapes, it's got the textures, and you know when you when you crop in or you zoom in with your telephoto lens, it fills the space and it works. So I'm not too worried so much about the height of the dune. It's more about the shapes and the textures that I'm looking for. There's another variation on that dune I've been looking at. I think I still like the other angle better because it's got more nicer foreground texture. The thing I like about this is the background on this is better. It's got the cool mountains, but also in the intermediate background is that, or those, I don't know, sort of pinkish hills or badlands. They look pretty cool. But this is looking to the northeast, and so the light is definitely a little more flat from this side. This might make a good twilight shot. I don't know. I'm gonna shoot the other main composition and then as a priority, and this could be a secondary check. See what it looks like under twilight conditions, either with or without the sky. You know, with the sky and the mountains in the background, or zoomed in tighter, just the dune and those I don't know, pinkish badlands. So a couple different options here. The third approach I took was to park well off the shoulder of Highway 190, about half a mile east of the main dunes parking lot, right where the Grotto Canyon Road intersects Highway 190. I then walked about half a mile north into the southeast corner of the main dunes. There was one other photographer working this area, but we both found plenty of footprint-free photos. When I return to Mesquite Dunes in the future, I will probably try parking over near Devil's Cornfield area and hike north to the even further eastern reaches of the main dunes. While you're in the area, be sure to check out Mosaic Canyon. This fun hike through a twisty canyon leads to some interesting rock patterns. Thanks for joining me in the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes. The next stop on my American Southwest landscape photography tour is out at Racetrack to photograph the moving rocks out there. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on this next episode.